Stroud Times has come to the caravan today to meet Nick Ponting. Nick is a TV presenter on Love Cars on the Road, alongside the Stig from Top Gear. He's also director at Montpellier Legal, and he's currently recording a pilot for TV. It's a property show alongside a well-known personality. And he is a born and bred Stroudie, so let's go meet him. So Nick, how have you been? What have you been up to?
Busy, as always. Work, filming, running, believe it or not. So, life's very busy.
And you're training for the half marathon in Stoud?
I am. Do you know what? I ran the London Marathon in April this year. On the train there saying, I'm never, ever going to run again. And got the bug for it. I mean, did a few half marathons. When was that? 18, 19 years ago, something like that. And I'm back again. So I'm doing it this year and hopefully get to the finish line.
The very best of luck to you. Where do you train? Do you train on the flat or the hills in Stroud?
I do a bit of both. So I live in King Stanley. We run out of the village over towards Nailsworth. The other day ran up Bear Hill across the Common, down Brimscombe Hill. So we try and mix it up. But yeah, a mixture of both.
Lots of people taking part in that. So we say good luck to everybody. You're Stroudie born and bred, aren't you? So what's your favourite bit about living here in Stroud?
I mean, this sums up Stroud, doesn't it, really? I've lived in Stroud pretty much all my life. I love the town, the people. It's quirky. I mean, anyone who lives outside of Stroud has got something to say about Stroud, good and bad. But I think in the main, I love living here. You've got, this is going to sound boring, but you can get to London in an hour and a half. You can be up on the Common, National Trust land. It's like a beautiful place to be.
You've got a day job. You're also a TV presenter. Let's talk about your most memorable TV moment then. What's the bit that will stick out in your mind for the rest of your life?
I mean, as a kid, I grew up watching Top Gear. So Clarkson, Hammond and May and the Stig. Working with Ben Collins, who was the Stig, who I grew up watching, actually working with him in the moment was mad. And it's a bit of a pinch me moment. I don't get starstruck so much, but sort of being there in the moment, working on a 2-day shoot with Ben was brilliant.
And what's he like then underneath the helmet?
Yeah, no, he's brilliant. He's a lovely guy. Obviously, there's no personality. No one knows the Stig.
Yeah.
And suit comes off, and it's like actually just any one of us. So it was a real. I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
A lot of people who do those sort of jobs think that they're quite outgoing, but I imagine you have to have quite a cool head. Has he got a cool head?
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, we're filming and he's power sliding a Bentley 4x4. Just cannot help. He's like a kid at heart, but I think a lot of them are. Like Tiff Nadell, who was obviously on Top Gear for 15 years, Fifth Gear for 15 years. He's in his 70s now, and that man can power slide a car. You want to see?
Wow.
Yeah.
So picking up some tips from them. What a fantastic job that you're doing. Let's talk about one of your biggest influences in your life then. Who would that be?
I think really what inspired me to get into television was watching Top Gear. Richard Hammond, he's fairly local. I think that all the three amigos, as you like, who Top Gear, and then I went on to Grand Tour. Watching that as a kid growing up, thinking I want that job, I want to do that. So I would say it's got to be him.
And now you're doing it. Wow, it's a dream come true. So I mean, that sounds like you've ticked off one of your items on your bucket list. Is there anything else that you'd like to achieve in your life?
Definitely. Formula One car. I've not driven a Formula One car, so I raced karts, a little local circuit not far from here when I grew up. At some point in my life, I've got to get in a Formula One car. There's been a few opportunities that we've come close to in terms of when we've been filming, but I would love to drive a Formula One car.
See, most people would be worried about crashing it. They cost so much money.
Would
you have that fear?
Probably would, but I want to have a go anyway.
Let's talk about the most important lesson life has taught you.
That's a good question. I think try and be yourself, try and be authentic. I've learnt that in terms of my day job that I do, growing up, being a dad, being a husband, just being everything I'm doing, try and be yourself, really.
And finally, Nick, the best and worst quality. And sometimes, when we interview people in the caravan, often it's the same thing. So what about you?
Anyone who's watching this will know I'm impatient. I mean,
answer the question.
Yeah, no, I need to go. Come on, wrap this up. I probably am a bit impatient. Maybe that's good and bad, but I'd like to get things done. I don't like waiting around for things. So, anyway, on that note, I need to go.
Nick, it's been fantastic to interview you in the caravan, and the very best of luck with your TV career, and more importantly, the Stroud Half Marathon. You go for it.
Thank you. Cheers.